Alright, Lancers, so let's talk about the new Guild Quest rewards. We did briefly touch upon it in my first initial impressions, and for those that didn't watch the video, there were some people that were kind of heated about my take, which wasn't really even a take to begin with, because what I do say in that video is that Guild Quest rewards, if you're in S League, got better. And as an S League player, that's cool. For me. Now, that's not really even a take, that's just stating the obvious. That is without a doubt what the situation is. If you are in S League, the rewards get better. At the same time though, in that video, I do also express that this is kind of a step backwards. The rewards for A, B, C, essentially most of the players out there, the rewards have gotten worse, so therefore, it's a bad change. That was quite obvious. But you might not actually know how bad it's actually gotten, what exactly changed. Well, let's explain it. So in the previous guild quests, when you beat a guild quest, you get 5 random rewards. If you beat hard, if you beat normal, the rewards were a tad bit different. But let's only talk about hard difficulty. Now, these wave rewards didn't matter what guild you were actually in. And for the most part, on average, you would get 300 orbs a month. Some people would exaggerate, some people would downplay it, but on average, you were getting 300 orbs a month, regardless of your league, just by doing your guild quest 3 times a day. Even with the RNG factor, it does average out to around 300. But there was always the potential chance, even if very, very little, you could have gotten a tad bit more. If you add in the weekly rewards, you could potentially get upwards to 400 or even 500, but the weekly rewards in particular were really dependent on the guild league that you were actually in. Now, this system was fine. It definitely could have been improved upon. And one of the annoying things with this system is that it was RNG. It's nice and better to have guaranteed rewards, is what you would think. Because going into the new guild quests with the new rewards, we've now gone away from RNG randomness to guaranteed based on your performance. And the way it's set up now is that you get 1 reward per phase, and then you get a total weekly reward at the end of the week. If you are able to beat very hard guild quests, you're getting 20 orbs from 1 phase. So overall, 40 orbs in a given week, and depending on your guild placement, you'll then get additional rewards. If you can't be very hard, you're getting 15 orbs, and then with phase 2 in consideration, that's 30 orbs a week. And yeah, that's low. Now, the reason why it kind of is like that is because there's now more of a focus on the weekly rewards. Where your guild performs in a certain league is very important. And this is where most of your orbs are now coming from guild quests. Again, if you are in S League, you're getting at least minimum a week 80 extra orbs. If you're in A League, you're getting around 50, and that gets lower depending on how low you rank in A League. And then if you're in B and C League, it's even lower. In that most recent video that I did make, I did post a comment going over some of the numbers you can come to expect depending on how you score and where your guild places. So if you are in S League, for example, with the weekly and also daily rewards in consideration, you're getting around 560 orbs at max, and at the lowest, you're probably going to get around 440. If you're in S League, when compared to the previous system, that is an upgrade. Because again, on average, you will get around 300 orbs a month, maybe more if you got lucky on the weekly rewards. If you're in A League, at the most, you're going to get 360. That's only if your guild ranks in the top 50. And that is kind of in line with what you previously used to get. But now you lose the chance of potentially getting super lucky. Maybe one day you got the 100 orbs. I never got it, but some people did. If you're not ranking in the top 50 in A League, you're now getting potentially down to 200 orbs. In B League, it would range from 200 to 140, and most of these rewards here are coming from your score performance, because weekly rewards don't really offer much. And then in C League, again, most of the rewards basically are coming from your score performance, because C League doesn't offer any extra orbs. Now, that's kind of the problem, because before, if you were able to beat the hard difficulty of guild quest, you could sit in C League and still get essentially 300 orbs a month. Now with this new system, even if you can beat very hard and you're still sitting in a C League guild, you're getting basically less orbs. And less orbs is bad. So this system is essentially encouraged for you to at least try and strive for A and S leagues, but not everyone wants to do that. And this system would have been fine if Guild Quest was introduced with this, right? But it wasn't. We experienced a better reward system despite the rewards being RNG. The overall average was better. So now switching to this particular system, the rewards have gotten worse. So in that video, and again, I'll say it now, if you're dissatisfied, if you're displeased with this particular change, go to the Discord and leave your feedback. A lot of people have been doing that already, and I definitely see KLAB talking about this sometime later this week. I highly doubt they're gonna, not listen to the community. If the community's upset, usually, almost all the time, they do actually respond. But right now, if I was in KLAB's position, what exactly would I change? And what exactly should they do going forward in response to the community's feedback? For starters, I think the weekly rewards, at least in my opinion, are quite fair. Obviously, the higher the league you're in, the more rewards you get. That almost should be expected, right? If there was less rewards in the higher leagues, why would you want to be in the higher league? S-League, A-League players should get rewarded for their efforts, and this would give you more reason to try and be in an S or A-League guild, for example. Instead, the focus, the change that should be made, is on the score rewards. So one change they could make, which I've seen some people suggest, is go back to the old system. The weekly rewards not being guaranteed beforehand were the annoying part, right? The daily rewards, despite them being RNG, again, on average, you would get around 300 orbs a month. If we go back to wave rewards instead of score rewards, and then still get guaranteed X amount of orbs depending on what you do place in your guilds, that would be probably the best case scenario. Additionally, if they're dead set on staying and keeping the score rewards, then of course, the orbs that you do get per phase need to get increased. And not only for those that can beat the very hard guild quests. What we need to strive for and really hope for when KLAB do eventually respond with our feedback, and anything less wouldn't really be acceptable, is that regardless of the league that you are in, if you can at least beat the hard difficulty of guild quests, you should be getting around 300 orbs in any given month, guaranteed. So at that point, it's essentially the exact same as what it was beforehand, but now you're getting extra orbs on top of your usual 300 orbs a month from guild quests if you are in a higher guild league. And this would be more so beneficial to those casual players out there, right? Because I have seen a lot of comments. There are many players out there that are in B League guilds, are in C League guilds. They don't stay in competitive guild quests, but at the very least, they could beat the hard guild quests, so they were still getting their usual 300 orbs a month, right? As of right now, S League players are benefiting from this change. They're getting more rewards when compared to the previous system, so all we have to do is get A, B, and C League players in on that too, right? And then the system's kind of perfect. As long as at minimum, everyone can get 300 orbs a month, regardless of the league that you're in, it's going to be a good system. And that's what KLAB should strive to do whenever they do, if they do decide to respond to our feedback, which I'd like to think they would. Now, with that said, for those that stuck around to the end of the video, how are you doing? Do you want to know how to get 100 orbs a day? Well, kind of a funny situation, and it's been patched. For those that weren't aware, the score rewards, which you only get once per phase, this was a massive oversight on KLAB's part, but if you joined a new guild, you were able to get the rewards again. So you were actually able to get the score reward 5 times a day. If you were able to beat the hard difficulty of guild quest, you were able to get 100 orbs a day. I can see why KLAB were quick to fixing that. I didn't bother doing it on my main account because I didn't want to risk potentially getting in trouble. You never know what KLAB might do in a situation like this. This was technically giving away up to 100 free orbs, which obviously wasn't supposed to be given out. I only did it on my old account just to see if it does actually work and to get the footage that you are seeing right now. And from the looks of it, those that did abuse this glitch, which you were only really able to abuse for like less than a day almost, there doesn't seem to be any punishment, which honestly is probably for the best. But either way, lads, that's the video for today, just going over the guild quest reward situation. Again, always cool to see the community get up in arms together to fight against KLAB, right, when they do something clearly wrong. As of right now, this change only really benefits the S League players. I am one of those players, of course. But again, as a content creator, it still sucks to see other players get negatively affected with an update, myself included. I have a second account. It's in an A-League guild, not a high A-League guild. So even my old account, orb income, has been nerfed. Again, I'm not as happy, right? As of right now, I feel like the thing KLAB should focus on is just fixing up the phase rewards, the score rewards, and make it so at the very least, if you can beat the hard difficulty of guild quests, you can get on average 300 orbs a month, which is exactly what it was like a week ago. Anything extra should come from the weekly rewards, and in that case, I think that's a perfectly fair system. Either way though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care, and peace.